Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Ramika's Diary. Today we're going to be seeing some grammar in CBSE Class 7, Chapter 3, the noun number. So let's get into the video. Today we're going to be learning important notes on the change of number. First one, some nouns have the same form both in singular and in plural. So it's also known as zero plural form. As example, deer, fish, cannon, prize, sheep, police, etc. So these words are used in both singular and in plural form. So now we're going to be saying how to use these words in singular and in plural form. First, let's see the word sheep. So in singular form, you could say, I have a sheep. Here we used the letter A to represent that the word sheep is singular here, like I have a sheep. So that means I only have one sheep. So we use the letter A to represent that sheep is a singular form here. In plural form, I have 10 sheep. So we use the same word sheep, but we used the number 10 to represent that I have 10 sheep. So 10 sheep is like more than one, so it's plural form. I saw a deer in the field. So I used to represent that I only saw one deer in the field. So in plural form, I saw many deer in the field. So here, I used the word many to represent that I saw many deer. So like I saw more than one deer in the field. So this is plural form. He caught a fish. So I used the article to represent that he only got one fish. In plural form, I put the number 5. So like he caught 5 fish to represent that he got more than one fish. So it's plural form. One cannon was fired. I used the number 1 to represent that only one cannon was fired. But in the plural form, I used the number 20 to say 20 cannon were fired. More than one cannon were fired. The number 20 is representing that there's more than one cannon that's fired, so this is plural form. Second, the following nouns have the same form, the singular and the plural, when they are used after numerals. So numerals are just numbers. So like the following nouns are used in the singular and the plural form, and they come after numerals. Example, pair, dozen, score, 100, 1,000, million, etc. So here there's no numerals, but like in these two examples, there's numerals before the noun. But like in this sentence, I gave like there's no numerals before the pair. I said I have a pair of shoes. Instead, you could also say I have one pair of shoes. You could say I have one pair of shoes, or you could say I have a pair of shoes. We need 600 rupees. Here, there's the number 6 before 100. So this is plural form. She gave me 10,000 rupees. Here, there's the numeral 10. So this is plural form. Next, notes. When these nouns are not preceded by numerals, we can use their plural forms. So like, remember the nouns we saw here? When these nouns are used in the sentence, and there's no numeral before these nouns in the sentence, then we could use the plural form of these nouns. For example, I have several pairs of shoes. For example, I have 2 pairs of shoes, that's the sentence, and before the word pair, there's the numeral 2. So I can't use the plural form for the word pair. But here, I have several pairs of shoes. There's no numeral in the sentence. Instead, we use like the word several. Instead, we used the word several. So if there's no numerals before these nouns, then you could use the plural form for these nouns. Like I have several pairs of shoes. there's S at the end. So like I have several pairs of shoes. Thousands of rupees are spent. Here there's no numeral before thousands, so I put S for the plural form. Thousands of rupees are spent. Dozens of books were stolen by him. So here I added S to tell that this is plural, so dozens of books were stolen by him. Next, third one. Some nouns are plural in appearance but singular in use as. So some nouns, like for example news, innings, mathematics, physics, economics, politics, wages, etc. So like when you look at it, there's like S at the end. So this is what they mean by plural in appearance. Like when you directly look at them, there is S at the end, so you'll think it's plural. But it's not plural, it's singular. When you're using it, it's singular. For example, this news is good. So we use the word this when there's the singular noun. Also, you could see the word is. Is always comes when there's the singular noun. Next example, the first innings is over. In this sentence, the first innings is over. So innings is singular in this sentence. And you should use the helping word is. You should not use the word are. Like the first innings are over. So innings is singular in this sentence. Politics is not an easy game. So when you look at the word politics, so it has S at the end. So you might think it's plural, but this is singular. You can't say politic is not an easy game. You had to say politics is not an easy game. Same with here. This news is good. You can't say this new is good. You had to say this news is good. The first innings is over. You can't say the first inning is over. You had to say the first innings is over. Fourth, some nouns are used only in singular as. So like some nouns are only used in singular. For example, father gave me much advice. Here, advice could only be used in the singular form. So next example, his hair is curly. In this sentence, hair could only be used in the singular form. Third example, I have no information about him. So in this sentence, information, right? It's only used in singular form. So the fourth example, I'll come back to this example after we are done reading this. Words like oil, cloth, cotton, and gold can be denoted by their measurement. So like the words like oil, cloth, cotton, and gold are uncountable nouns. So if you want to use these words in plural form, you can't say like oils, cloths, cottons, and golds. Instead, you could denote them using their measurement. Example, 3 liters of oil, 2 grams of gold, etc. So now they know that you're saying in plural form. So if you want to use it in plural form, you could use their measurements. So even for cloth, you could say I need 2 meters of cloth. So now I'm coming back to this sentence. The principal gave me many pieces of poetry. So in this sentence, poetry is like an uncountable noun. So I'm using its measurement like a many pieces. The principal gave me many pieces of poetry. So I'm using like a phrase. So like I'm telling its measurement to use it as like a plural form in my sentence. Fifth one. Some nouns are always used as plural. Collective nouns, which are singular in form. Audience, community, crowd, gang, squad. So these are collective nouns. So collective nouns which are used in singular form. The crowd is cheering for the team. The gang is working on a construction project. The squad is training for the marathon. So here, these collective nouns like crowd, gang, squad, these are used as singular nouns. Next one, names of instruments, scissors, spectacles, etc. Her spectacles are expensive, my scissors are sharp. As I said here, some nouns are always used as plural. So the words like spectacles, scissors, they are always used as plural. You cannot use them like spectacle, scissor. You can't use that. You had to say scissors, spectacles. Next, names of certain articles of dress: trousers, shoes, socks, jeans, shorts, etc. So like these nouns are always used as plural. Like the names of certain articles of dress are always used as plural. Like his trousers are loose, your socks are on the bed, my shoes are new. Next, some other noun as things, goods, riches, vegetables, orders, repairs, savings, earrings, ideas, remains, etc. So like these nouns are always used as plural. Like these vegetables are fresh. The road is closed for repairs. Please accept my thanks. So like these words, like for example, let's get this sentence. Please accept my thanks. Here, you can't say please accept my thank. You should always say please accept my thanks. So like these nouns are always used as plural forms. Sixth one, the following nouns are used for both the numbers, the singular and the plural. For example, committee, means, pains, publics, etc. For example, the committee has agreed on this issue. The committee are divided on this issue. So these words are always used as plural form. Seventh one, the following nouns have different meanings in singular and plural. So like the following nouns have like different meanings in singular and plural. Force, power, forces, troops. So force means power, forces means troops. Play, game, plays, dramas. Work, job, works, books. Good, well-being, goods, luggage. Arm, upper hand, arms, weapons. Wood, timber, woods, forest. Eighth one. The following nouns have one meaning in the singular but two meanings in the plural form. So like the following nouns have like one meaning in the singular but two meanings in the plural. Example, custom, habit. Customs means habits, duties on import. Effect, result. Effects, results, property. Quarter, fourth part. Quarters, fourth part, dwelling. Ninth one. The following nouns have two or more meanings in the singular but one meaning in the plural form. So the following nouns have like two or more meanings in the singular but only one meaning in the plural form. Example, practice. That means habit, exercises of profession. Practices, habits. Powder, dose of medicine ground in the grains. A kind of cosmetic, dust, explosive in the fine grains. Powders, doses of medicine. Letters, figures, and symbols are made plurals by adding an apostrophe and s as walk in force. So like letters, figures means numbers, and symbols. So like these things can be made plurals by adding an apostrophe and s. Walk in force. For apostrophe s, 1980s. You could also say 1980s, like 1980. Without the apostrophe, you could just put s, like 1980s. It's also correct. MPs is also correct. So in the letter MP, you could put apostrophe s, or you could just leave the apostrophe and put the s together. That's also correct. 11th one. Nouns denoting a class, caste, community, or nationality are changed into plural form in a regular way. Example. Next, common errors in the use of nouns. So now we're going to be seeing the common mistakes that people make in using the nouns. So incorrect. I want a paper. You can't say I want a paper. You have to say I want a piece of paper. This is correct. So this side is full of wrong sentences and this side is full of correct sentences. She wants 4 breads. She wants 4 pieces of bread. So she wants 4 breads is wrong. She wants 4 pieces of bread is correct. So she was in the center of the room. She was in the middle of the room. So this is correct. There is no place in the cabin. There's no room in the cabin. Put your sign here. Put your signature here. He saw a joker at the circus. He saw a clown at the circus. He often goes to cinema. He often goes to movies. He ran a 5 miles race. He ran a 5-mile race. She is my cousin's sister. She is my cousin. I have read the poetry of Tagore. I have read the poem of Tagore. He is a tall gentleman. He is a tall man. So in this sentence, you should not say a paper. You have to say piece of paper. For 4 breads, you have to say 4 pieces of bread. For center, you have to say middle. For place, you have to say room. For sign, you have to say signature. For joker, you have to say clown. For cinema, you should say movies. For 5 miles, you had to say 5 miles. For cousin sister, you had to say cousin. So you don't need to say cousin sister because that's wrong. People know that's your cousin's sister because you said she at the starting. So you just had to say she is my cousin. Poetry, poem, gentleman, man. Notes. We need to use appropriate verbs according to the number of the noun we use. You have to use appropriate verbs according to the number of the noun you use, like was, were, is, are. Some collective nouns, like people and cattle, look like singular nouns, though they denote a plural. So some collective nouns like people and cattle, they look like they're a singular noun, but they denote a plural concept. Therefore, they take plural verbs like where and are. Okay friends, this is the last video in this chapter, and if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.